on the left know what an electoral college is? Do you think? Or do you think that who gets the popular vote? I vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden gets my vote, so he'll win. Change the pace. Have you guys noticed the coons to the left and the coons to the right? I mean, we've always known the coons on the right. The coons on the right we've been dissatisfied with for a long time, recognised by their propensity to echo white supremacist talking points. And we'll hear this black person talking about conservatism being a black person, not a white person trying to conserve power, but a black person superimposing their mindset as a white person talking about conserving power and talking about, immigrants and stemming immigration when quite legitimately they could be one generation behind. They could be considered into the very demographic that they're talking about not letting into the country. We know the right-wing coons, okay? They're boring. We've had them for a while, and we know what they look like, we know what they sound like, we know what they smell like. What this election has done, this has revealed all the coons on the left. And here's the stupid thing. This is the thing that I'm really disappointed about. The coons on the right will echo right-wing political policies, advocate them, articulate them as though that right-wing policy had something to do with them or would benefit them. When we know when that right-wing policy comes into effect, it's going to benefit for the majority white people, and white people are just using black people as their mouthpiece so that they can, disseminate this information across the different cultures. They'll use a chosen boon coon and imbue them with some media exposure or some power or something like that, and then they'll go off echoing those sentiments. We know about that. What Trump exposed and what this Biden election has exposed are all the coons on the left. And when I say coon, I mean coon, boon coon, step and fetch it, yeah, Sambos. And the disappointing thing about the Sambos on the left and their undying commitment to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, uneducated, baseless loyalty that they've pulled out of their ass, because here's the rest of us black people knowing about Kamala Harris when she was a Frisco DA and her propensity to lock up people. I mean, I know about that, and I live in the UK, and I know about Kamala Harris locking black people up, and I live in the UK. And remember when Kamala Harris first touted herself to the black community and then came on to the Breakfast Club and said that she was listening to Tupac in uni and at college, and Tupac hadn't even released his album by that time, or something like that. So basically she wasn't listening to Tupac, and she came on and she spoke bollocks, and we saw right through it. And after her time on the Breakfast Club, like we booted her, right? We laughed her off the scene. But lo, here come the coons from the 2010 gender wars, all the Obama voters, those embarrassments that slipped underneath the rocks after Obama committed mass genocides and killed black people. And after they saw how disgusting his rule, they slid back onto the rocks because they ensured a Trump presidency. Now, Trump has been such a disaster. I am not supporting Trump. Don't get me wrong. I'm not supporting Trump. But we know how the right, and we know how the coons on the right echo the politics. The coons on the left have had to have been the most disappointing thing that I've seen in my lifetime, because the coons on the left are Johnny-come-lately political coons. They know nothing. They're the ones talking about Joe Biden. They don't know about Joe Biden proudly announcing himself as one of the youngest Dixiecrats. Joe Biden is the guy who gave the eulogy at Strom Thurmond's funeral. Strom Thurmond, wasn't he one of those politicians from the Deep South, secret Klansman, secret Grand Wizard? And that's who Joe Biden is coming in the name of. And all the coons on the left with no political background, story or knowledge at all are all running around. And this is the thing. I have been called a Trump supporter more times this week than any time in my life, just because I bring up the fact that Joe Biden is a Klansman, last of the Dixiecrats. He might not be a Klansman, but Joe Biden's the one who was going around saying he wouldn't let his kids go to school in a black area because black people turn the area into jungles. That's that Joe Biden, Jim Crow Joe Biden, that black people are running around swearing by. And if you say anything negative and go, you support Donald Trump, you're Donald Trump supporter. Well, the disappointing thing has been These coons on the left, their entire strategy has been shaming tactics. That's it. Whereas a coon on the right will say, well, we need to ensure some level of austerity in order to make the economy more vibrant for the upper middle classes. When you are a tiny, tiny percent of that upper middle class, but you'll talk like that. Whereas the ones on the left, if you say Joe Biden used to be a Klansman, they'll go, shut up, that's fake news. You're talking rubbish. Your mama black. You hate Trump. You love Trump. You must love Trump. You're Donald Trump supporter. That's the level of their responses. You support Donald Trump. You're talking rubbish. Shut up. Your mama black. That's it. On all of the insults on the left to try and they don't even try and swing me politically. I say, give me one Joe Biden policy. Silence. They can't give me one Joe Biden policy. I know one Joe Biden policy. It's lame. It's called the Lift Every Voice policy. We know that Donald Trump's got the Platinum Plan. We know that Ice Cube came with the contract for Black America, and Ice Cube came playing power politics, talking to the people in power. And who derided Ice Cube? All the coons on the left who know nothing about politics. They were told, see, this is the Democrats getting scared because black people are no longer under their thumb. Black people are no longer a 100% slam dunk vote. You got black people waking up going, hey, where's the campaign promises for black people? Then you got coons on the left saying, we don't need anything. I don't need anything. I'm just happy to get in power. I don't need anything. The dumbest of the political commentators have been the ones on the left. The most nonsensical, inarticulate, policyless advocates for the Democratic Party have been the black voters. And it's really disappointing. But the disappointing thing is so many ill-informed, non-political, Fisher-Price, my first election voters feel that they can run their mouths on the internet for everybody to see. I mean, they're really easy to destroy. Not that I want to destroy the left, but maybe it's time you start holding the left accountable. Maybe it's time you start holding the left hostage for your vote. You're going to vote in Biden and Harris without making them make a campaign promise to you? You Sambos. You slaves. Every politician, you force their hand and you say, what are you going to do for us? The Jews do it. The Asians do it. Every culture does it with their politicians. What are you going to do for us? The Hispanics do it. They make sure they get a promise out of their politician before they give them the vote. Only you black fools in America are the only ones who will say, well, he's not in power. I saw it on this Fox Queens stupidness where they got these 4 black women to pretty much trying to attack Ice Cube. I saw maybe there was one who Ice Cube used to work with, but the other 3 were just lefty political dunces who have been pointed. There's a black man, he's getting off the plantation. Attack him. Ice Cube was coming to get something from power. Do you know how insulting it was for Ice Cube to be told by the Democrats that they will talk to him after the election? That's like saying, fuck you, nigga. We don't need your votes. We'll talk to you after it's all said and done. And after it's all said and done and they won, why do they need to talk to Ice Cube? They've already won. We don't need to talk to you, Negro. We've won. We got all the votes from the old lot. All the Obama voters crawled out from under their rocks and voted for Biden. Now, I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. The fact that I have to say that again, I have to say it again because of the numerous idiots that are out there. But hold on a second. As a political analyst over here in the UK, I saw what was going on in America. I saw Karen and Ken getting emboldened, standing in front of the house with an AR-15, and a pistol, right? Because Black Lives Matter decided to march. We saw how emboldened America was. We've seen the... Good thing NFAC came along, otherwise those lynchings would have continued. There's no mink sliding your way in front of a lynching. No, you need guns for that. I'll throw that one out there. But you're telling me that they got so emboldened that they all of a sudden turned around and voted Joe Biden? I don't believe that. I believe the deep state is more worried about America's perception around the world under a Donald Trump's presidency, and it might have a long-lasting effect under a Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, it's the people that put him there. Donald Trump is a reflection of the American voter. And the American voter put him there, and I think the American voter put him there again. I don't believe that Joe Biden won. I don't believe that. After everything that we've been seeing, how emboldened they got, you think they're going to turn around and jump off that train? No, they were choo-choo. They was loving that Trump train. So you're not going to tell me all of a sudden they all turn around and all of a sudden America, the great Satan, caught some consciousness and voted for Joe Biden. And even if they did vote for Joe Biden, they're voting for Sloppy Joe, Jim Crow, Sleepy Joe, last of the Dixiecrats, racists, and his Gandhi sidekick, yeah, known for locking up niggers. That's who you voted for. There was something that really hurt my heart the other day, which was a video of a young black man that got sentenced to 27 years when he was 14 by Kamala Harris for a robbery. 27 years. He got 27 years as a 14-year-old. He's in adult prison now, doing a video saying, what the hell have you guys done? Like, don't be on the left. Like, I had a conversation with my brother, unfortunately, the other day. We were just talking about politics. And then he came echoing the same sentiment. Well, Trump's racist. We're going to get Trump out. And I said, how is Joe Biden better? Are you a Trump supporter? How is Joe Biden better? Are you a Trump supporter? How is Joe Biden? Well, you must be supporting Trump then. No. For a start, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I can't vote for someone that's not of my kin. So I don't vote. The last time I voted was over 15 years ago before I came into the truth. So I don't vote. I mean, give me the grandson of Malcolm X over in America, and I legitimate, if you were, because I got family in America, the way I say it, some of my family in Atlanta and some of my family in New York and New Jersey. So when I say we, obviously I'm in the UK, but my blood's over there. Well, because I got a different accent, I'm not the same blood, no? Because some of my family came over to the UK and some of you stayed in America. I'm a different blood now. I'm not a descendant of the slave trade, no? I'm from the same blood. Give me a grandson of Malcolm X. Give me a Tupac. Let him live and go into politics, and that's something legitimately worth voting for because you're getting some progress. Don't give me a placebo Negro like Barack Obama was. A placebo, and now you got a placebo deputy. As was it that guy from The Guardian said, well, Joe Biden's an old man. Well, if Joe Biden drops out and then the Indian becomes president, who becomes the vice president? A Pakistani? Who becomes the vice president? A Bangladeshi? We're going to play the game. It's the game. The game is the game. Don't lie to me. Don't piss on me and call it rain. You all know what the White House kitchen going to be smelling like. Yeah, let's play some racism. Let's delve into some racism. Yeah? Because she's treating the black community with contempt. If she's treating the black community with contempt, I feel that I have the equal right to treat those that treat us with contempt. Yeah, you better get some air fresheners for that place, man. So, the one thing that's really disappointed me has been the intellectual, I won't even say apathy, because to say apathy would infer there was some intellect. The intellectual void that is the argument coming from the left. The intellectual void. Because there's no intellect behind your arguing for Biden and Harris. There's no intellect behind there. You're not making any sense voting for a racist and someone known for locking up black people. But you say you should vote for Donald Trump then. You say you should vote for Donald Trump. Nigga, if the man said jump, you're the one who's saying how high. You're the one who's going, oh, really, let's vote for the left or the right. You're the one coming with the limitations placed on you by the white man. Nigger, you can only vote left or right. Well, the white man said I can only vote left or I can vote right. You're not voting for Donald. You're not voting for Joe Biden. You're voting for Trump then. Like, you need to leave, come out of her, my people. Yeah. There's no change in that political system. Even if you ran as an independent, you'd be up against Republicans and Democrats in both houses. You wouldn't pass any of your laws, even if you ran as an independent. Yeah. You're not going to run as a Democrat because anyone on the left of the Democratic Party, they immediately whittle out, right? Why do you think Bernie Sanders didn't become the leader of the Democrats? You know, you guys got an electoral college set up for the presidency, and in some cases within their own political parties. So it doesn't matter who gets the popular vote. It's rigged. But then I know that because I know a little bit about politics. Do you think the people on the left know what an electoral college is? Do you think? Or do you think that who gets the popular vote? I vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden gets my vote, so he'll win. You think that's how it works? All of those idiots. Do you remember those videos? Oh yeah, I feel the burn. I feel the burn, man. You fools. Because it was all about Hillary. She was the one that got the nod. Like, at the end of the day, it's embarrassing when people on the left are spouting bullshit that they can't back up with intellect, because there was no intellect at the genesis of the thought process. That's the disappointing thing on the left. The right, they're coons. We know they're there. We know they're sellouts. Yeah? And I'm saying some very interesting... Donald Trump really did expose one or two acting, and one day everyone sees that these devils are responsible, and then you find the same person who a few years ago was calling white people devils in their video, and now they're a Donald Trump supporter. They're supporting for Donald Trump. Amazing. Amazing. Try and come with something that I can believe. Don't come spouting Joe Biden and Kamala Harris at me with passion and curse out Ice Cube. If anything, this has shown us who the coons on the left are. Any person who fixed their mouth against Ice Cube is a coon on the left, a sellout Sambo on the left. Ice Cube's done more work in his lifetime than you collect all of those linebackers, your Simone Sanders and all of them linebackers that you got, them female linebackers you got, put them all together, and they wouldn't collectively amount to Ice Cube's little finger in contribution, positive contribution towards black people. You don't even compare to Ice Cube. You've got to write down every single name of every single person that came against Ice Cube, because that's a coon on the left. We got coons on the left, me, coons on the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle of you. Every single person that raised their mouth against Ice Cube is a coon. And then you want to conflate Ice Cube with the real coons, like 50 Cent and Lil Wayne? Real coons? You won't be allowed to get away with this. You won't be allowed to get away with this. If you were in America, if I was you, I'd be taking note of all of those names on the left, because there's a very good chance Donald Trump might be getting in after that. If you get nothing within 100 days, I'm going to make another video cursing at every single person that advocated for Biden and Harris. And so, ooh, are you going to make it? Right, okay, yeah, look. Remember, we're defining a narrative here. We are defining a narrative here. And the narrative is that the coons on the right we already know about. The coons on the left are showing their ass right now. The coons on the left bent over touching their knees right now. Bussy popping on a handstand. Queen Obadiah, sorry, I have to steal that. Can we come a little bit better with our politics, please?